Hello my YouTube friends, I'm Kelly. Thank you very much for coming by. I'm stitching on one of the Teresa Wentzler rocking horses. This is Trotter. Let me just get to the end of my line here. This floss wants to knot up on me all the time. For those of you that are interested in knowing floss colors, which I always kind of like, this is DMC, which I pretty much only use DMC, and this is color 931. Okay, hold on one second. Let me get this one stitch done here. Alright, there's that one row. Now let me get through here, and I'll show you a little closer. Okay. Can you see that better? I'm just trying to get some of the rocker filled in down here with the blues. This is 28 count pewter Lugana from I don't know what, way back when. I obviously had a piece of it from something. Let's double check. I'm just hanging my thread so it doesn't knot as much. Need to mark off my chart, which is sitting over here. I'm old school, paper patterns. Makes it kind of difficult to lose your progress. But those people that use apps, they seem to be doing a pretty good job of it, so that's okay too. To each their own. Whatever works for you, do it. Okay. Around here in this part of the rocker, there's sort of like medallion type of thing. I'm not sure what the colors are. I can't remember. So I'm sort of going around that spot with the blue. This is a really long piece of 931. I'm not quite sure why I have it. Alright, sorry if I'm peering at my chart, but I do need to see it. That's kind of the hard thing with Stitch With Me, is having you guys be able to see, and me being able to see. Not always easy. Now this row has a quarter stitch. On the bottom, right there. And then the next row skips 2 because that's light ones, and then we do that one right there. Show you this again in a second. No, not. Nope, that's good. Dangling again. It just sort of untwists the floss if you let it dangle a little bit. I do try to railroad as much as possible, but sometimes that doesn't quite work out. Now I have to do 4 stitches here on the bottom part of this medallion-y looking thing. have limited space on my table here, so I have to put my chart somewhere too so I can reach it easily enough. There, can you guys see that a bit better now? There's this medallion-y thing like right there, sort of. So I have to do more of this 931 across the top. I have to put a couple stitches over on this side too. So I'm probably just going to do this one stitch here and then cut this and save the piece of thread for later on. Because I don't really need it right now. I don't know, we'll see. Let me get this one done and I'll think about it. A quarter stitch goes in there. Down to the one that I just did. Alright, that's not too bad. Alright, let's carry on here. I went around the medallion area with 931. I brought the camera a little bit closer. Hopefully you guys can see this better. And I'm using the medium tone blue now, which is 932. The blues do kind of not show up all that great on the pewter Lugana, but there's so much backstitch on these rocking horses that by the time I have it all done, it's going to look just fine. Various colors are even used for backstitch. I don't know if you guys can tell on the rest of the horse, but like the reins are backstitched with pink, for example. I'm doing these one cross at a time just because I have to go several over. There are, just a minute, how many do I have to do? I gotta go one past that dark one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Under the hoof, yes, okay. Alright, we'll do that one to there. There's 3. Actually helps if I don't have glasses on sometimes. Okay. Do 2 there. Come back and finish this one. That's what I do sometimes too, is I go forward a couple and then go back and do one. But if I can do like a row of a bunch, I'll do the first half of the cross and then come back and do the other half of the cross. It kind of depends where the colors go. Okay, and then this one is the last one for this row. There. Marking. The next row has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I'm going across the top where I did here, where this little medallion is in here. There's not a lot of difference in hue between 931 and 932. 931 is just a tiny bit lighter. And I'll go back and do this one, I think. One. 2. 3. I like using 28 count. You can see good on it. Although my eyes are not what they used to be. So, I may have to stick with 8 from now on. We'll see how that goes. Okay, there's the last one. It doesn't go directly to the top of where the 931 went. Let me just color those in. My apologies if I lean across the frame, but unfortunately I do have to see. And this one goes in the corner here like this, and there's just one. Oops, that was not right. There's a whole vision problem coming into play here. Alright, one sec, let me just go to the back here and pull that through. Come here, you. Where did you go? There we go. Okay, let's rethread. 1 second. Alrighty, there we go. Rethreaded, and in the right hole. There's one. Okay. Down the side we have 1, 2, 3. And that will probably do it for this thread. There's more of the 932 down here as well. That. Actually, I'm going to tuck it through back here. Come on. The very lightest of the blues is this line, and it is 775. It's that one there. And I have quite a bit of it to do up underneath the yellow of the rocker that I brought across. That yellow is 726, I think, without looking at the chart. Or maybe, yeah, I think so, just a sec. Yes. The yellow on the rocker is 726. Alright, we'll do about it like so. There's a motif here in the middle of the rocker too, but it's mostly, there's like some right in the middle, and then backstitch kind of extends this way and this way. Whenever I get to working on that, I will show you. I have not looked ahead to see what colors it is though. There's green on the saddle. There's a bunch of pink. Could be that, maybe. Bringing those colors back down into play, maybe. These rocking horses are so cute. I did do all of them. I think there was 6 altogether. But the others I did ages ago. And they were, made up and given away to whoever. Some were pillows, some were framed. Depending. It was all a long time ago. The copyright on these charts is 2005. For those of you who saw my whip parade a while ago, when did I do that? End of August? I'm also doing diamond. That horse is brown. Oh, I cannot get this threaded. What is going on here? Funky end, maybe? Trim it up. Let's see. Of course, when I'm on camera, it doesn't want to thread. That figures, right? Hey. Oh my goodness. Alright, hang on. Okay, there we go. I did not want you guys to sit through 5 minutes of me trying to thread the dang needle, so we just popped off camera for a second. Oh my goodness. But you know, that's what stitching's all about, right? Or hand sewing down binding, or whatever. There's always something. I have something in mind for these two horses, although I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out. But I'll fill you in as I go. I have to get them finished first. There's 4 there. That goes to the yellow corner. Yes. Does this have a quarter stitch too? Hang on. Yes, it does. Okay. So, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's finish the full stitch first. There we go. And then go down from the corner, that one I just did, and up to the yellow quarter stitch that is already sitting there. There we go. Now underneath, there is 3 full stitches plus 1 quarter stitch. When I do the back stitch around the edge of the rocker, it will have the quarter stitches kind of come into play, just so it looks better when you're bringing the back stitch across. For that little Christmas ornament I'm doing of the carol singers, I'm doing the same thing. Even though that chart does not have the quarter stitches in, I'm putting them in myself so that the back stitch doesn't look weird. But Teresa Wentzler's charts pretty much always have quarter stitches in them somewhere. There we go. Okay, now I'm coming out from under the hoof, and I have 4 more plus a quarter stitch. And this will likely be the end of this thread. So let's give it a dangling. There we go. Whoops, 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 whoops. There's 3. There's 4. It's on the top of that 9-3-2 stitch. Let's complete this one. Now this is probably really hard for you guys to see just because I'm using the lightest color, but the quarter stitch is coming from the bottom right side, bottom right corner of the stitch I just completed, and it's going across this way into the middle of the next stitch. in. Okay. Coming along.